Hey, what is going on, guys? I'm here with Young Gun.
What's going on, dude?
Episode 17 of Don't You Fret. Welcome, dude.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
It's actually an honor to be here, man.
I know it's been probably a pretty long day for you. I mean, how long is like a stream session for you?
Okay, so today was about 6 hours. I had what was a super secret meeting, which now I can actually talk about.
Ooh.
And yeah, I'm actually gonna be helping. If you know King Diamond, metal legend from the '80s. He's a big metal figure. So I'll
Okay.
be helping him set up his stream and stuff.
Okay.
Um,
What,
so
what is he?
had that.
Is King Diamond like play for somebody or?
So Merciful Fate was his band, but he's probably more well known as a solo artist.
Okay.
Just a massive metal figure.
Nice, dude. So you're
Yeah,
you're
I'm
you're just making all the
stoked.
connections lately.
Yeah, I'm very excited with where Twitch is leading me the last year or so.
Well, so yes, that, but also like, were you streaming on Twitch well before the virus hit and everyone
Oh
was
yeah,
kind of okay? How long have
yeah.
you
So
been
I've been doing
streaming?
that about 5 years now.
Okay.
So I started actually February of 2016,
Did you see
and
like a pretty big increase in views, or like maybe you just put more time into it after COVID started, or?
yeah, once everybody had to stay home, it was a pretty notable jump, right? I mean, you could see. I'm sure I could even go back in the stats and like show you, March to April, the jump, right? And then there's no coincidence I got partnered in May, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so yeah, I would say it made everything better. As weird as that is for
Well, so yes, I think with this being like a touring musician, everything got worse, obviously.
I know, dude.
But then it left opportunities open for everyone to kind of move to like a more digital platform. Obviously you've seen, I mean, you said it today, you're helping a musician set up a Twitch stream. Like, I'm sure
Yeah,
you've seen the influx of touring musicians start Twitch streams.
crazy.
How do
And
you
and that's been. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
how do you feel about that? Are you stoked everyone's
Uh,
coming to Twitch, or is it getting oversaturated?
oh no, 100% stoked.
Okay.
The more the merrier, 100%. Because everybody has a fan base that doesn't know about Twitch, right? So the more they can bring onto Twitch and like bring like a collective platform together, I think the better and better it's going to get, especially for like the genres we're into, right? Metalcore, post-hardcore,
Yeah.
whatever else you may listen to. Just to kind of build one massive community on Twitch, I think is a really good thing. While I still do feel pretty bad for you guys not being able to tour and um, get out there and do your thing. That's why I've been trying to do what I can to raid as many
Yeah.
of these people that don't when my people that listen to all this stuff, they don't know the people they actually listen to are on Twitch, and I'm just trying to help them out a
Yeah.
little bit while you guys can't be out there.
So I think I heard you say right before you rated that you've never
Mhm,
been in a band, or just haven't. I mean, when you say that, like you were never even in a
mhm.
band, like growing up in high school or anything, or?
No, I've never. High school was actually just dedicated purely to baseball.
Oh wow,
All my time. Yeah, I'm a
that's a
big baseball fan.
curveball. Ha ha ha. Yeah,
um,
wasn't expecting that answer. It's crazy.
yeah, so high school. I mean, I started guitar when I was 16.
Okay.
But yeah, all even mostly through college. A lot of my time was baseball, and then guitar was kind of a side. Just maybe work on a song or two here or there. But no, never had a band. I toured once with a band. They had me fill in just a small band from San Antonio, a bunch of friends.
What's the band called?
They're called Postcards from the Moon. They're actually doing some pretty cool stuff now.
It's
They're
kind of
like
a cool name. I'm a fan of
oh
that.
yeah, they're a bunch of good songwriters. I would
Cool.
call it like it's somewhere between pop punk and my buddy Caleb, the vocalist, he calls it power pop. But
So my dad was in a power pop band in the '90s, so
okay,
I'm pretty
okay, there you
familiar
go.
with the genre.
Yeah, so that was what we had going, and we would end every night covering Ocean Avenue. So that'll give you the
Nice,
the
dude.
vibes.
Yes. I had friends
Um,
growing up in a pop punk band that ended every night covering Journey. So I'm still very familiar with the things you're saying right now.
mhm.
Don't stop believing every night at the end of a pop punk show.
And
It's
just
pretty
everybody
great.
singing along. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude. You
And
get the
like
whole.
their guitar player is now like the sound guy, full-time sound guy for Issues, and like doing crazy stuff now too. So it's like happens, man. That's
Love
cool. So
it.
you have touring experience. Like you have one under your belt.
Oh man, and it was, I mean, it was one of those tours where you have the 8-person van seating 7 people and all your gear. I mean, or we have what, 5 people, and I'm sure you know the drill, right? No AC, middle of summer, windows down, trying to cool the van off.
That's like worst case scenario, but yes, I am familiar.
Yeah. So it was the kind of tour I think every musician needs under their belt before they get to experience the tour bus and the.
Well, yes, I agree. Like if I ever hear of a guy who, or like a full band that just starts living the dream, like right off, like you need to road dog it for a while. You know what I mean? You need to experience smelling everybody in the van together. I mean, when I started out, we do these things called per diems. I don't know if you guys did them on that tour. Like it's like
it was fully DIY.
Yeah. So like, I mean, it kind of was for us too when we first started out. I mean, I joined the band 8 years ago now. Our per diem, which is like your daily payment that everyone just gets for their food and shit for the day, was $2 to $3 a day.
What do you do with $2 to $3 a day?
You eat a lot of McDoubles. Yeah, that's what I. And you hope that the promoter at the venue is like nice enough to be like, got you a pizza, and you're like, thank you. So yes, I want every musician to experience that, just because I feel like I learned a lot. You figure out who you are pretty quick, and you get to know your band really well too.
That's where the rubber hits the road, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like a rite of passage too. I would think.
I think so.
I haven't gotten to experience the other side of that yet, right? I haven't gotten to be on a bus or having a techie set up all of my stuff every night. So
well, I still don't have that, which is crazy.
Oh, you still? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
man.
So Era has like infamously kind of been the band that never has a tech. We drive ourselves. We just kind of, because at the end of the day, you're paying money for all those things, right? So anything you can do to further the money into your own pocket for doing what you love,
for sure.
What we've been trying to do.
That's pretty noble, actually.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm trying to make money from this music biz.
I've heard. I mean, only until like the very tippy top is it profitable even.
Yeah. That being said, so you filled in for a tour. You seem to obviously be incredible at playing other people's material, because I watched you sight read Scorpion Hymn the other day. That was insane.
That was dude. I was so like, I wanted to listen to the song so badly from release date up till then, but I had to not, so I could get the fully blind sight read night.
Do you do that with a lot of music you're stoked for, or?
Yeah. So just to try to give the people watching, either like my genuine real time reaction to what I'm hearing, or just to not even know what the heck to expect coming in, and they can know it's a full sight read.
And essentially, it's your version of a reaction video, kind of. But you're playing the music.
Exactly.
Yeah. That was incredibly impressive. I guess I don't know how difficult one of our songs is comparatively on Rocksmith, but I'm sure that just like anything else, the longer you play a game, the easier it gets at sight reading, or.
Yeah. So what I do is I've played so many different songs that I just, instead of seeing like note for note, I'll start to see patterns in the notes, and then I can say, oh, I've never played this song exactly before, but I've played all of these patterns before. So I've almost played the song before.
Okay.
And that's what makes sight reading easier.
Well, and guitar is kind of like that anyway, right?
Right.
If you break it down, like there's only so many frets and so many notes, and scales are all just different patterns. So it's kind of cool to see that broken down on like a digital graph, I guess. How long have you been playing guitar before you started doing Rocksmith? You said 16.
So about 5 years.
Okay.
And then the last 6 years or so has been pretty much through Rocksmith. And I don't really play a lot outside of the game because I play so much, every single day. So,
well, like you said, you had a 6-hour stream session today, right?
Right.
That's about 5 hours longer than I ever play a night, even on tour. So I can imagine it's exhausting.
And I think I'm going to try to use that to like market myself to a band that needs a guitarist. Like, hey guys, I can do it every, no problem. Stamina.
Just send me the Rocksmith charts and I got your set.
Right. Oh, yeah. Send me the chart. I'll learn it ASAP. And You just give me one of those the Google glasses, right? And I can just read it on stage.
There you go. There you go. You just actually look really cool on stage, but really you're just biohacking it.
Exactly. Or have it like on a screen, like one of the monitors isn't actually a monitor. It's just
It's a teleprompter.
but for the guitar.
Do you learn any other music besides playing, or has it taken up so much of your time that you just pretty much do the Rocksmith stuff?
I haven't in a while. The last time I did was actually learning a song to play with the Browning. They invited me on stage to knock out a song with them. Johnny's a good friend of mine, so that was the first time I actually had to look at not moving tabs, and I don't know how long.
Well, how did you learn it?
No, I just so that one I actually Johnny sent me a playthrough video, and I would watch him. And he also sent me a tablature for it too, just to kind of clear up some parts. So just watching a playthrough and then reading tabs.
Okay,
it's an easy.
We still do. Jesse, our other guitar player, writes pretty much a majority of everything. And he still uses this old tab software called Tabit. Okay. So I still learn from moving tabs.
Nice. Hey, if you have any extra files, you want to see more songs in Rocksmith.
Is that how it works? Do you just kind of port over? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, you would just take a guitar profile, right, and just put it into there's a file creation system, and then you put it in there, make it all, get all the notation right, the harmonics, the palm mutes, whatever, and then let it rip.
There's some pretty dedicated editors in that area.
I'm very grateful for them because they
it pretty much all comes from a community, right? Like.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so we have a whole group of charters. The place is called Customs Forge, where they'll upload all of their stuff and just go download them and let it rip on those requests. We're closing in on 50,000. 50,000 songs we can play. So
that's insane.
Love it.
I mean, it makes sense to me though, because like I said, we do everything, even through our own band, like without we do tab books these days, but we do tabs for everything just because it's easier to, if you need to go out on a tour, I just look up the song in my own computer and I'm like, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Because you can't remember all your songs all the time, right?
No, not at all. I can't remember last album's songs. But yeah, so I definitely have to brush up, but I don't have the privilege to recollect the tab every night. I have to get the songs down before a tour and then just nail them. Yeah. Which I'm sure I'm sure there's songs you've played so many times through Rocksmith, you don't even need the charts.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Songs like, so I end on the same song every night. It Is the End by Ice Nine Kills. It is the end. Haha. The end of the stream.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So that one I have down by heart. Ocean Avenue I still remember from learning it for tour. And there's a few here and there, but for the most part, I'll just look at the screen, see the next 10 to 15 seconds coming up, and then I'll look back at chat and just kind of read chat while I play and let it rip.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, we already kind of touched on you picking up guitar at 16 years old. What motivated you to do that? What kind of got you into guitar as a whole? Because it sounded like you were throwing so much time and effort into playing baseball.
So that was just around the time I'd really started getting into the heavier music in general. I'd gotten into, at that time, Guns N' Roses and Metallica. Okay. So hearing the Master of Puppets, the bridge in Master of Puppets, just I was like, I have to do this. And then I was also big into Guitar Hero, and I was like, this is fun. I want to do this for real though. So mainly just the music I was getting into at the time, and then getting pretty good at Guitar Hero, but just wasn't enough, So I was like, let's just do the real thing.
I have some friends that shred at real guitar that also shred at Guitar Hero, and I think it's kind of funny.
Isn't that crazy?
It's cool you can do that, but come on, dude, start shredding on that other thing.
Exactly, because the only thing you learn from Guitar Hero is your rhythm management and how to move your fingers fast, maybe.
Right.
There's no other correlation, right? So I was like, you know what? I mean, it's fun being good at the game, but let's be productive, right? With that time instead. And as they say, the rest is history.
So you were listening to a lot of Metallica and What happened with baseball, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, so went to college to play a little school here called Southwestern. Loved it, but after a year, my elbow just kind of gave out. I had a pretty bad injury in high school that I didn't realize had started like degrading my elbow. It's a pretty the process was pretty brutal, so I won't get in like to too much of what happened with it. But essentially, the bone was out of place, and it started cutting my arm up a little bit on the inside. And after about a year of the more intense, like the college level, just I couldn't. It was hurting too bad. So they had the doctors look at it, and the options were either an arthroscopic surgery just to fix the bone, or a full what's called Tommy John surgery to replace the ligament
Okay.
completely. And so with arthroscopic, not a long recovery, not nearly as expensive, and um, you don't get the same results. But Tommy John, it fixes your arm, but you're out for a year, hella expensive. And I was like, I'm probably not looking at a pro career. Let's just finish
Dang.
up school. And yeah, I was pretty good at it too, but I do miss it. I was talking to my chat about this the other day. I still have dreams sometimes of playing. Like I'll be dead asleep, but I'm on the mound about to let one fly. Or
I was talking about this the other day. I have reoccurring anxiety dreams. Do you ever have
Mhm.
those?
Not anxiety, no.
Okay.
But what
I
happens?
guess you're just more comfortable with life in general than I am. My reoccurring, and it's basically just a reoccurring nightmare pretty much, but I can
Oh
always
no.
tell
Okay.
that it's around when I'm doing something in my life that I might be anxious about.
Hmm.
And my reoccurring dream would be that I'm about to be on stage, but I just forgot my guitar at home or something.
Oh man, that's like the musician's equivalent of being in class in your underwear, right?
Right, exactly. It is the exact, and like I feel everyone in my band just look at me like I'm the biggest idiot on the planet, and I'm just
You're
like,
just like, what do I
and
do with
like
my
I
life?
don't remember what happened before that. Like I'm just at the show, and like
Right.
the other day I just didn't have my amp, and it's the worst feeling ever.
That
So
is
I
crazy.
guess I was gonna ask you if you have your anxiety dreams baseball related or streaming related.
Um, no, I've really never had one of those. With the baseball, it's just I'm up there just having a blast. And um yeah.
Man, must be nice. I never dream that I'm having a blast. I don't think.
Oh man, I'm pretty lucky. I gotta admit, like
Yeah,
between what I've been able to get to do on Twitch and
no, it
and
is
the
awesome.
things that are on the way.
It's
Got
like the
some.
equivalent of asking like if you speak multiple languages, which do you dream in? Have you ever heard that question? That was a
Oh,
crazy one.
right.
Yeah,
Because some people, I mean, people that can um, communicate in so many, like what your native language is
yeah.
usually, right? Is what you dream in.
It's a weird
Um,
concept.
it's like your brain is coded almost in that language, right? Because
Yeah.
that's what you learn from the get go, and then every other language is you just translating on the fly, more or less. I feel like.
Yep.
Um, 'Cause I do know a good bit of Spanish, to where like I can communicate to people in Spanish on stream should I need to kind of like, hey,
Nice. I need to know a lot
necesitas
more
hablar inglés.
because I live in the south of America in
Where are you from?
Alabama.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Porter from Atreyu in Alabama too.
Is he?
Hmm.
That's crazy. I don't
Yeah,
think I
I
knew
had
that.
no idea. I assumed they were all SoCal, but yeah,
I
I've
know the
been
drummer
talking to him
because
some.
he's come through playing with his side project, Hell or High Water. If
Hmm.
you know those
Right.
guys, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I've met
Yeah,
him a couple times. He's an
familiar group.
awesome dude. Brandon, he's streaming
Yeah,
too.
Brandon's
He's
amazing.
on Twitch all the time.
Yeah, he hangs out in my channel quite a bit.
Man,
That's so crazy. That alone is crazy to me because I've been an Atreyu fan since high school.
yeah.
So
It's crazy. I never knew that. I mean, I know of like we have Mastodon's guitar player. He's from here.
okay,
Then we have like there's not many Alabama metal musicians. That's for sure.
metalhead.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Big surprise, right?
Yeah, yeah, crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't know that. Okay, so you injured yourself. I'm sorry. I get off on tangents a lot.
Oh no, I love it. We're just having a good old conversation
And
here.
then did you start trying to just take streaming more seriously then, or was it something you fell into, or were you just playing a lot of guitar through your recovery? Did that even mess up
Mhm.
playing guitar, or
It did for a while. Yeah, I
okay,
didn't get to play for probably didn't get to play for about a year because it just hurt, right? And I didn't get into streaming actually until after I graduated. So when I graduated at 22, I was like, I don't know what to do, right? Because I finished up a chemistry degree, and I was like, okay, I'm sick of the lab. I don't want to see four white walls, and I loved the concept, but I was done with it, right? So I started streaming, and then I was like, I need to do something job wise, right? I can't just live with my parents forever, and so I actually wound up working. This is gonna be the craziest part here, but with the chemistry degree, I started working in foster care. I was
Okay.
a case manager for a placement agency, right, where they find homes for
I
kids.
I have a lot of friends in my community that foster, and I know that's got to be tough because
Oh, dude,
yeah.
working in foster care, I learned I did not want to be a foster parent, just because it's so invasive into like your home life, and it wasn't for me. And I have so much respect for the people that can.
So I don't know how accurate this is, but I have a lot of
Mhm.
friends that foster, and they said that movie with Mark Wahlberg. Have you seen that movie where they take on a three foster children? They're all siblings.
I haven't, no.
You should watch that movie because they said it's
Okay,
pretty spot on.
is it gonna hit
Like
home?
it might. I'm not
Okay.
entirely sure. I've never had experience.
Do you know what it's called? I can look it up for later.
Maybe chat
I'm
can
sure I
help
can.
me out. Yeah.
I'm sure I can look up Mark Wahlberg foster care,
Right.
and there it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Google's good like that.
If they say something, I'll tell you. But I've heard it hits home. But that's crazy.
Hmm. So the plan from there. So we're in foster care. We do it for about a year. Stream starts doing okay. To the point where I'm averaging 10 to 15, sometimes 20 a night.
Oh, they said it's
And
instant family.
instant family. Oh, okay. I have heard of
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Zoe. Um, all right. So we are about a year in, and foster care. I couldn't do it anymore. And I'd figured out, maybe I should use my chemistry degree. Otherwise, it's just $100,000 piece of paper, right? School. And I was like, okay, I like what nursing might have to offer. So I start doing the prereqs for nursing school. Um, and I'm like, once I get these done, with the chemistry degree, I'll be a shoe in for any nursing program. And during that next year of doing prereqs, the stream really started doing well, and then it kept building and building. I would sit about 40 to 50 average a night, and then over that's the next year and a half to maybe 2 years, and then um, I finally hit a point where I'm like, okay, people are supporting enough to where it looks like they really want me to pursue this. I wasn't at a point yet where it was going to be a career, but it was good enough to where I could try to make it one. I
Yeah.
was lucky enough to where a friend of mine had a room open. I needed to move anyway at this point. This all kind of worked out so well. I needed to move. The lease was up on an apartment. He's like, yeah, $300 a month. Come hang out. Come live over here. So I was able to save money while trying to fully pursue the dream. So I went full time January 2019 when I
Okay.
started doing it
Yeah.
day
Yeah.
in, day out, 6 hours a day. And from there, I spent that whole year building up. We'd hit about 50 to 60. And it really wasn't until this past year that everything just blew up the way it did. And it really was what we talked about at the start with COVID. People having to stay home, and then I really think musicians coming on to the platform.
Well, right. I was gonna say
Um,
maybe musicians bringing metalheads to a platform that they
yeah.
weren't even really familiar with. Because I found I tried Twitch streaming years ago too.
Mhm.
I was big into Destiny at the time, competitive Destiny player.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I wanted to stream. Back then, I was doing it through on the PlayStation 4, there was like a streaming capability where you could just use like a PlayStation camera. So it looked terrible.
Right.
It was just my PlayStation streaming me.
Mhm.
But I got affiliate way back then. But
Oh, wow.
the pure just agony it is to get your crowd over on Twitch was impossible. Like
Well, yeah,
no one knew
it's
what Twitch
stacked,
was.
man.
Yeah. And
It's like it's stacked against you. Sorry.
no, you're good. You're completely good. I mean, I want to hear what you have to say. But even now, like my Instagram following, they don't care about Twitch at all. Like it's just like it's not part of their daily lives. And I even know a lot of people who want to check the podcast out. that don't have a Twitch. I'm just like, God, it's crazy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and even from back then, I've been watching Twitch so often. I would say that I think the people on Twitch are way nicer, community wise.
As opposed to like Instagram or the other social media
Probably
platforms?
YouTube.
Oh man,
Comparatively,
Joke.
the YouTube community is like kind of one of the most cutthroat, toxic. Pretty intense.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, yeah, still YouTube, Twitter. It's just a lot of harshness, I feel like. But I feel like the Twitch community is very. I mean, anyone who donates money as often as people do on here, and it's just like seems to be genuinely caring, and like the charity streams are incredible. Just a lot of goodness on here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I've been super lucky to find even the people I have, because I'll look across to somebody doing something completely different, right? Let's say there's a gaming stream where they average a similar number of average viewers, and I'll see I have 1,000 more subs or so many. The support I get is astronomical, and I'm super grateful for people that let me do what I do every day. But what I was gonna say, I do have kind of a bit of a theory regarding the Instagram thing, and I think part of that is when you try to post a link, right? You post a link to anything outside of Instagram, they throttle that, right? So they don't want people leaving the Instagram platform.
That actually makes so much sense because I have so many people that is like, "Hey, your podcast won't work," and I think it's because they're following the link through my Instagram.
Yeah, there's that, and then they're just not going to show it. It's not going to appear nearly as often in people's feeds. So if you might notice, I know plenty of other people that have seen the same thing, where let's say one of your posts it's just a link, right? You're gonna have maybe 10% of the interaction on that post that you will on a regular, like a picture you post. Does that sound about right? Or
So hard to tell these days. I mean, like,
Sure.
I think I hate what technology has done recently with algorithms. Like, I know that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
big YouTube gripe, and like someone's talking about some new social media platform that's just kind of coming up because they're doing basically what Instagram did at the beginning. When I post a picture 4 minutes ago, it's in that timeline.
Like how Facebook used to be.
Yes,
way
dude. And
back when, yeah.
like I'll post about my podcast, when we started 30 minutes ago, and they'll see it tomorrow. And it's like, what good does that
Hey,
do
I
me?
hate
It's
it.
so stupid.
It's not a timeline. It's just a
Right.
feed, and it's silly.
And that is incredibly toxic. And I think people who, I mean, obviously there's people who are good at like working the algorithm, but then like, what are you in that case? Are you someone whose message like you really like that you're actually connecting with people, or are you just good at the platform? You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
So that's scary.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to be good at Instagram, right? You should just be good, and then
you get a following, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's weird to think about.
So there's that, and then you brought up another point, which is how many people that follow you on these other platforms don't know about Twitch, and that's exciting to me, because there are still so many. Like Twitch isn't
there's
quite
still
a
room to
household name
grow.
yet.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was talking about this with, I want to say, I think it was Shim of formerly of Sick Puppies.
Okay.
If you're familiar with him, and basically he still thinks Twitch is like in its infancy, right? To where
God, it's crazy to think, man.
I know, and how it's been over 10 years, right, since the
Yeah.
Justin TV days. But with Twitch not even quite being a household name yet, you can still go down the street. Hey, you watch Twitch? You want what? Right, and that'll be the common response still. So with Twitch still left so much to grow, I think there's a lot left for a lot of space left for people to come on the platform and find their niche, or for somebody like me to keep growing and keep making it the dream.
Yeah, it's very true. It's positive. It's a positive thing. Then again, like anything, like I work at a coffee shop full time right now.
Okay.
With coffee, with bands, with any platform, the bigger it gets, the less it can become. The more it can become unstable. So that's a little scary. But I think I have faith in Twitch.
That makes sense.
It's cool. Like I log on to Twitch and they're showing like sports. There's like an ESPN thing going, or like I'm like I said, I play League, so I'm big into the esports of that, and that's crazy.
Me too, man. Me too. Oh, dude. Speaking of, Cloud9 was in my channel the other day.
That's insane.
The Cloud9, like it was Cloud9. They were doing our sandpit turtle thing with us.
Wow.
I know
That's sick.
that was because like I can reach over here. It's a jersey from season 3, the initial season of LCS and all that from Cloud9. So I've been a fan since God knows how long.
I have a TSM jersey, but they pretty much all retired this year, so I was like, cool.
Oh right, yeah, Beerdson's gone, Double List gone.
That's like really, really exciting stuff there. Because I've always been like even in sports, like I was only in really like NBA for a while. I'm sure you watch baseball.
Yeah.
I was always a player follower opposed to a team supporter.
That makes sense.
But and
that's even more of a thing for a league, right? Where there isn't a lot of people who already came into this as fans of these people as streamers or competitors for other teams, right?
Well, and like in the grand scheme of things, league is still kind of new, right? Like it's not a sport that's been played for hundreds of years. It's like a video game. So like it's crazy to think people are now retiring. Like so much time has passed that people are retiring from it. So it's interesting.
And that also has to do with people like, oh, my reflexes aren't what they used to be, and
like, yeah, okay, kid, so you're 25.
Right, yeah, I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Here I am. I'm 28 years old trying to get into freaking gold this year, and you're talking about your reflexes are going down the toilet.
That alone was wild to me when I heard like they were 20. Somebody was 23 and they retired, and I'm like,
but
right, I'm over here still.
I mean, it is like pro athletes, they got to retire at like 30 or something, just because. I mean that takes like actual,
Unless you're Tom Brady and you win the Super Bowl at 42.
Congrats to him, bro.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah.
But
that being said, I mean, like those LCS streams, dude, they get like 180K viewers live. It's insane.
Oh man, imagine a host like that one day, right?
I wouldn't even know what to do.
Let's go send it over to Sean. He's gonna get our after party going.
I've also learned, like I'm understanding Twitch more and more. Like I've heard that like 20% of people might stay to watch from a raid or whatever, and then like
it's pretty low.
And then like 5% of that might follow. It's like this is like a statistics game.
Absolutely, and you just have to know how to cater to those that you're after, right? As opposed to trying to appeal to the entire base, you're trying to appeal to the ones are going to stick around.
I think the best way to do it is kind of the mentality I've had with playing with bigger bands on tour. It's just you do what you do well, and if they want to watch, they'll watch. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And you can't really alter course. What I will do though, let's say, like I've gotten a couple of raids from like when Trivium do their massive streams, right? And so I know to cater to that, I'll play Trivium songs.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So they can see what I do. Or if B-Sal, Brandon Sala raids, I'll throw down on a couple of Treyu songs, and so that's one other place I'm really lucky is that I can shift what I do to who's in at the time.
Right. That's cool. That's smart.
And then and show them what I do with something they're already very clearly interested in, and then they can choose to hang out if they like it enough, and then start making it their own, right?
Yeah.
That's one thing I like about what I do is people can make it their own experience with the way they can request their own song.
Sure. I think I love that about Twitch as well, is that like if you watch someone's Twitch, I feel like you can almost get to know them pretty quickly as well.
That's actually the strategy I had with placing all my stuff in the background, right?
Okay.
Because I used to use a green screen forever ago, and actually one of the biggest upticks in growth I had was when I dropped the green screen and started using flags, posters, because I feel like you can take one look at my background, you can kind of know a fair bit about me, right? I have like my Fight Club poster visible. You can tell I like the movie Fight Club.
Yep.
Shikari, Senses Fail, Atreyu, Ice Nine Kills. I'm a big metalcore guy. And then it just, you get an idea that I'm into music. Look at my hair. I like crazy hair.
Good one, yeah. Well, you can't hide that with a green screen, but
exactly.
Maybe if you go with green hair.
There you go. Oh man, that's an idea. Chroma key out my hair. Here's an idea for a stream.
That's pretty much what I did, except IRL style.
Just kidding.
God, that's distracted myself so hard. Yeah, I thought about doing the green screen route, but then I was like, dude, I just moved into a new house and I have my own room to do my own stuff. I have my guitars and like I don't want to hide that. It's
Yeah,
cool
you got
to
them
me.
on the wall. That
Yeah.
looks sick, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. And then people will do the argument that like, you know, you look more professional, but like I don't know. I think
It depends on how you set it up because
Right.
like with the green screen, you'll get all the little artifacting and stuff from the light not quite hitting right or.
But then, like
Um,
we were talking about, at the end of the day, I don't even really think quality is that important on Twitch. I think people are there for
No.
other reasons.
People put way too much stock into.
Dude,
a
Tyler
good
One
camera.
still
Yeah,
uses like a
exactly.
webcam and a headset, and it's like
Exactly.
that dude ain't. He is on top of it. So
It all comes down to who you are and how you choose to be who you are.
yes, man.
Um,
Do you play League?
dude. Okay, I don't anymore, but I have. I looked at there's a way you can look at how many hours you have,
Yeah.
and I might have 3,000 hours. In
There's
League of
also a
Legends.
way to look at how much money you've spent, and it's
Yeah, I emailed Riot support, and it's over $200.
oh, you're good then.
Is that?
you're fine.
Do you care to share?
Nope. Nope. Dude, I gotta get you back into that, bro.
Hey, I'll be down.
Play some
Let's
League
do a
games.
little duo queue action.
Well, so actually, I've probably mentioned this so many times, but I want to start a YouTube series of Metalcore League team
Let's go.
because
Count me in.
one of my main duo partners is Josh from We Came as Romans.
Oh my god, I love We Came as Romans.
Yeah, they're sick. I know you do. That's like right up your vein. I feel like.
Yep.
That
late 2000s, early 2010s.
and they're crushing it still.
Oh my god.
We went out on tour with them, I guess, a couple years ago now. I want to say
Mhm.
last year, but where did last year even go?
Right.
Yeah, such sick dudes. I mean, me and Josh are both into coffee, and we both play League, and we just were like best friends from the get go. So it was like
That's so cool. Did you like play League on tour? Like
so much.
bring your laptop? Oh yeah.
And
That's
now we play so much League together that if one of us is on tour, we'll try to play in the green room while the other one's at home together. It's cute.
Oh yeah. I will get back into League just for that.
All right. Well, so currently I have Nick Nocturnal, me, Josh from
Wait,
WeCar.
Nick plays too?
Nick plays,
I didn't know
dude.
that. Oh, I've been hanging out with him on Twitch a bunch. That's cool.
Nick plays League. So yeah, I want to start like a YouTube series where it's like an edited dialogue with everybody playing, and it sounds funny to watch to me.
Because you get to catch like a lot of like the reactions and like you know in the moment stuff. I love that. That's genius.
Yeah, it's an idea that it's gonna take time to launch. Because Ryan Kirby from Fit for King plays a lot of League too, but he actually
cool.
he is. Well, I think he just adopted his like nieces and nephews.
Oh wow.
Speaking of fostering, I guess it's like a form of that. So yeah, his life just got like way busier. So he's just like, dude, I can't even play video games right now. I was like, I completely understand.
Yeah. Holy moly.
Yeah, you're doing important like adult shit. I will not get in the way of that.
Yeah, and I'm just over here like I roll out of bed and wake up and play guitar every day,
Yeah.
and then go right back to it.
Hey, the life of a musician, really.
Pretty much, yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
It's just that your bed moves
Yes.
down the road.
Dude, it's actually funny you say that. The other day, I was tired from work, and I went with my girlfriend to do something. It was like 40 minutes drive, and I fell asleep so hard in the car. I think I sleep harder in a moving vehicle than I do my bed, and I think that's sad.
Do you think that's because like you're so used to that hum of the road? Okay, yeah.
100%. I don't think I sleep as good as I do in a truck stop in between two 18-wheelers that are running.
Makes sense.
Like you're in the van, you just hear these rumbles. Oh, it's so nice, dude.
Oh, dude. Okay, it's funny you say that because I actually kind of got used to that doing the same thing between all of the road trips for baseball games and like the tournaments and just like a road series on the weekend in college. So, fall asleep on the bus.
You get used to it.
Yeah,
It's like it becomes your bed, and
yeah, it's almost like that constant droning of the road, right? Kind of like a soothing. Yeah,
so nice.
I'm right there with you.
And then we'll stay at people's houses on tour because we want like showers and stuff, and then they'll get mad at me because I won't sleep on like their couch. I'm like, dude, I love my bed in the van. You cannot get me to come out of this.
Makes sense.
So yeah, it's funny you say that because I experienced that the other day. I literally woke up from such a deep sleep. I was like, oh my God, like Why was I just sleeping that hard? I was asleep for like 30 minutes.
Mhm.
It
Okay,
was
okay.
crazy.
Bit of a tangent. Do you ever fall asleep listening to music sometimes? Like
Uh,
it's like an earphone in or anything?
I think I would, but I don't just listen to music nowadays, dude. If I'm listening to music, it's almost to like study, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I
Gotcha. No,
just
that makes
don't
sense.
think I give myself that opportunity very often.
Sure. Because I've had it where I fall asleep listening to music, right? Either on the bus or in the car with my parents or whatever. And then I would dream and the music is playing in the
Oh,
dream.
I
And
hate
then
that.
I wake up and the same thing is playing and it's just like this weird transition
Yeah.
out of the dream. It's trippy.
I've had that happen to my like alarm before. Like I need to wake
Oh,
up
okay.
and I'm just dreaming about my alarm.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's the worst.
That's not that one's not fun, but it was cool. Like it's been cool a couple of times.
Yeah,
And other
yeah.
times you're like
I can
the
recall that
music.
happening a couple times in my life.
Okay.
That is cool though. Dang man, can't believe you're a League player. Well, while we're on the subject,
Okay.
do you play any other games on Twitch or?
All kind. Oh, not on Twitch yet.
Okay.
So what I'm waiting for. I've got my spare 1080 graphics card, so I'm gonna put together basically what was my old computer before I upgraded all of this one. Um, and then so I'll have a streaming PC to stream out, and then this could be the dedicated like gaming PC.
Okay.
Then I will start doing other stuff. So I'll be doing. I'm pretty good at Warzone. Pretty good
Cool.
at Call of Duty, all that stuff. So
Well,
I'll be
yeah. Let's
doing
talk
that.
about the other games you play.
Yeah. So first and foremost, favorite game series all time is Ratchet and Clank.
Okay. Cool.
Big. I used to like fourth grade. I would just play literally all night, and then I'd wake up early for school just so I could wake up and play more before I had to go. I was dedicated.
That is dedicated.
I
mean,
loved
I
it.
did that too with certain video games, but not Ratchet and Clank. I did play some though, but like it's like
Man.
such a far distant memory. Like I couldn't even tell you like what it was like, or you know what I mean.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. It was I couldn't even tell you now what it is about it, but that is something I want to do a replay through, right? I revisited the whole series because it's been so long since I played it. That'd be a good little series. Let's see. Then recently, I've actually gotten back into Need for Speed. They made a game I guess it was either last year or 2019. It's Need for Speed Heat.
Okay.
It feels pretty Most Wanted ish. If you ever played,
Oh, dude, I loved Most Wanted.
It actually feels a lot. If you
I
need a
played
racing
that
game,
on
man.
my PSP.
Yeah, yeah. Say I had the same
Yes.
one.
Solid game.
So I actually had 3 copies of Most Wanted. I had it on the PS2 originally, then I needed it on the road from a PSP, and then when I finally got a 360.
Man, what a poor
I upgraded.
console PSP, dude. And now
so
Nintendo is just with the Switch, and it's like
rushing it with the Switch. I know, isn't that crazy? I mean, the technology was way more limited for what you could do for a handheld back then.
Well, that was yes.
For what they tried to do.
But at the same time, like the Nintendo Switch, all their games aren't like top of the line graphics anyway. You know, it's 2020 and I'm playing cell shaded Zelda. You know what I mean? It's
and that's why the Switch works so well. I think is because it doesn't need the same power. So when you like
back then, I was playing Need for Speed with like top of the line graphics on my PSP.
Dude, yeah, Battlefront 2.
Yep, I had that too. Oh my god.
Yep, I know. Oh man, that's another game I spent hundreds of hours just playing the Galactic Conquest mode. Oh my god.
Before they introduced Jedis and it was stupid and broken and.
Oh man. Yeah, before they redid all of Battlefront as what it is now. Man.
Have you played the new ones? You're literally just like 80% of the gameplay you're getting hacked apart by Luke Skywalker, and you're like, what's the point, man?
That's one thing I've heard. And then there was the thing where it was just like pure microtransactions to literally get better guns. And I was like, man, yeah, I'm good. And if I wanted to play a game that style, I've got Battlefield 1 still, which I adore Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1? I played 4 like religiously.
Okay, yeah. So ironically, 1 came after 4. But it was called 1 because it was the World War
1. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I never got into that. I loved 4, and like I was probably just like
4
the
was
one.
sick.
Yeah.
I played a lot of 4 too. But I would just sit in the 1,000 yards out and snipe.
Yeah, so sick.
I was that guy.
Yeah, but it was difficult.
Oh, absolutely. It's realistic, right? You got wind, you got bullet drop. That might be why I liked 1 the most, is because you could run around and snipe. Like I was quick scoping people in Battlefield 1,
Yeah. 360
and
no scopes. Yeah.
you hit them for like 80, you pop your pistol out and finish, and they're just like, what do I even do about this?
Yeah.
And so fun. I know this is a complete tangent here. My friends and I, we were really good at Battlefield 1. We play all night, not lose. They actually, so there was a sliding mechanic, right, where you could keep your momentum through the slide, and then you could keep on sprinting through the slide. So they actually nerfed that because of what we did with it and how we were able to like turn corners too hard, and people were just thought we were cheating.
You
Yeah,
broke it,
anyway.
dude. You broke the
We
game.
literally broke
Yeah,
Battlefield
yeah.
1, and
I mean, that's what back when I played Destiny, any mechanic you could abuse, you would do it, and then they would have to hot fix like the entire mechanics of the game. We'd be like, all right, what else can we break? So I get that.
There's that, and then in Battlefield 1, there's a little tiny, it's literally the size of pistol. It's called the Colibri.
Okay.
All right, it's a 2mm pistol, and it's a complete meme weapon. Right, it's a joke. It does I think 2 damage on hit, and you have to be like next to the person to hit them. And in Battlefield, you know how service stars work, right? You get the star for 100 kills to the weapon.
Yeah.
I got a service star on a gun that deals 2 damage.
Yeah. You played that game too much.
Well, I just did it. I did it for the meme, and
Right,
nobody else.
yeah.
Like,
It's impressive for sure.
Yeah, because I saw that, and I was looking through my stats the other day, and I'm top 500 in the world in win rate, an 88% win rate in Battlefield 1.
You're playing guitar, bro? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, let me just use a guitar as my controller.
Yeah, there you go.
No, really shred.
I've saw someone did beat Dark Souls with a Guitar Hero controller, and that made
I've seen that. Yeah, that's crazy. I also saw somebody, they played Counter-Strike with the steering wheel. I was like, okay, bud.
There's a league player who got challenger playing with a trackpad, and that was insane.
Do you remember the name?
I did.
I've heard this too.
I did. He was a jungler too, which is pretty insane. But
you know Rowhammers, right? Who plays like, he's the Tryndamere main, and he only plays with like, he's like one hand or no hands because he doesn't have them. And
what the hell?
He got
bro?
the challenger playing like, he's crazy too.
People will make shit work, man.
It's crazy. Yeah, adapt and overcome, right? That's why we're that's why we're humans.
That's why we're still here.
Exactly.
Damn, that's crazy. That's cool. So you are planning on eventually playing games on your.
I would like to, outside of the normal schedule, keep the normal schedule, and then just when I'm doing,
because I'm sure like you play video games at your own leisure after you stop, right?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. So nothing would be that different. You're just interacting with people.
Exactly. Yeah. That'd be the thing, right? It's because another reason I don't do a whole lot of it now is that is kind of my time in a sense, right? To kind of unwind and not have to worry about being on camera and being either presentable or, just having to be on point with reacting to chat and then people also have come, because that's all I do, right, is play guitar. So people have come to see that, and then if they see like, oh, he's not playing guitar, why is he not playing guitar? I'm not coming back, kind of a thing. I mean, that's probably not somebody you want in your community,
right?
Anyway,
yeah.
But just on the off chance, right? So just have to establish that the schedule for guitar stays the same, and we're just doing this on the side. I know people do want to see me like in a different environment too, because I do have a pretty cool audience that just wants to hang out with me, right? Enjoy their time.
Yeah.
So
that's also why I enjoy doing these podcasts too. I don't know if many people have seen you just, even the people that you poured over, like who've seen you just sit down and talk about yourself.
It doesn't really happen too often, right? Because like when I stream, I don't really oftentimes make it about me. I kind of make it about the people in chat. Just making sure, ask everybody how their day is, or I let the stream kind of be theirs, and I'm up there kind of running the show. So no, I don't really talk about myself a whole lot unless it's like, oh, we got this plan coming up or any of that.
That's kind of my workaround, is I don't have to talk about myself. I have other people on to talk about.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. We'll have to flip the script one day, and I'll interview you.
We'll do it on your channel.
Okay. Don't you fret. Except it's on Young Guns channel.
No, I've talked about that before, and then I think I am also thinking about doing like when Era releases the new record, March 19th.
Yep, 319 chat. I'll type it right now.
We are going to probably do something special on my channel.
Oh, my lights. Hang on. I hit the slash button, and that's my hotkey to turn
those
on my
look
lights.
sick.
Oh, this actually looks pretty cool right here. I can't lie to you. I think I'm going to stick with this for a bit.
That looks super sick. I feel like maybe we need to talk about something sexier now, though.
Well, you see.
But yeah, so I'll probably do something special for that. Maybe have like the whole band on, discussion about the album, stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah, there you have so much room for content creation.
Yeah, and I mean, like at the end of the day, like you can really do whatever you want on your Twitch channel too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely have like my podcast thing. I have my video games.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to start getting into more of like a guitar playthrough type thing. Kind of like what Chris has been doing from TGI.
Yeah. Oh, people would be all about that. For sure. Because you've seen some of the reception Chris has gotten, and it's fantastic.
Personally, I feel like Era doesn't have that much music. I mean, the amount of music you go through in a 6-hour stream is insane. You know what I mean? Like I don't have that much material, so it's like it's hard to battle that.
Right. I mean, there's a lot though. I mean, it would be hard. I think harder because of the complexity of Era songs, right? To
I mean, I'm
have a full running catalog though, right?
I'm used to my band.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Literally, Era is easier to me than anyone else's music, just because I've been doing it for so long. So it's like,
that's fair.
So I wouldn't be worried about that. I think I have like the musician's curse where I think nothing I'm about to do is going to be good enough, and I think I just need to get out of that anyway. So it's like,
man, okay, Chris, I know you're watching. You do the same thing. He'll be like, "Oh, I missed that note," and nobody in chat can tell. And he's up here killing it. He's like, "Oh man, I didn't play that well," and I'm like, "Chris, you just absolutely destroyed that song."
Dude, I did like one guitar playthrough once, and everyone was like raving about it. I was like, "Yeah, this is sick. This went really well." And I watched back, and the music wasn't even synced up, and I was like, "You idiots! Why didn't anyone tell me that?" And they're just like, "Yeah, you killed it, bro." And I'm like, "Oh."
Okay, that is the thing too, though, where people will overcorrect or like overpraise. Sometimes.
Yeah, I don't want that shit ever, bro. I want you to tell me I suck.
I want them to be honest. Yeah, okay, tell me my guitar's out of tune. Tell me, because sometimes I can't hear it over the music if the mixing's weird on the chart, right? But they can in chat a little better. Tell me my guitar's out. Tell me, my timing's off. Tell me what's wrong, right? The mix is off, because that's the only way you're gonna make it better in the end, right? Don't praise me. Yeah,
man. Same. There's so many nights where like I just when you're playing on stage for tour, you want to know if your mix is doing okay because no one knows. You're at the mercy of the sound guy, which that's like our most important crew member these days. Is like we won't go on a tour without a sound guy. So it's funny to hear you say you have the same problems.
Yeah, it's just I am the sound guy. I am my guitar tech. I am everything. So. I'm the vocalist. Luckily I don't need a drummer, but
luckily those freaking weirdos.
Right.
I've seen some pretty cool, like Jay from Tesseract. His drum strings are sick.
Yeah, man, he's so good too.
Insane. We did a tour with him, and he's insane.
Oh man, that's a prog
out of a Twitch like concept. Insane.
Oh yeah. He's incredibly talented, and just like his sense of like where a song is going, and he knows like he can take a song he's never heard before, and he pretty much already knows how to play it just by hearing it for maybe 5 seconds. I got to actually I had pizza with him not too long ago. He lives here in Austin near me.
What? So he moved?
Yeah, he moved probably a few years ago now. Yeah, he's been in Austin.
That's crazy.
I met him through Twitch, and we went out and got pizza and drinks, and
he's a really nice guy because he was in the UK, right?
Yes, yeah, that's where he's from.
Wow, that's crazy.
So he's like, yeah, he's like with his, he's telling me he's in Austin. I'm like, you don't sound like you're from Austin, dude.
No, bro.
He's like, no, let's go get some pizza. And
that's crazy. I had no idea. I wonder if he was living in Austin when we toured. That was probably
How long ago? I could probably
that
tell
might
you.
have been like 5 years ago now, which is crazy to think about.
That's on the border of where I'm
Yeah.
not sure. If you had said 2 or 3 years, yeah, it's about right. But
Wow,
I don't know
that's
exactly
crazy.
when. But yeah, very good, very cool guy
Yeah, he is
on
nice.
Twitch and off.
So you're in Austin?
Yeah, I've been here pretty much my whole life.
Okay, that makes sense why you speak Spanish.
Yeah, that was so like in college we had to take, because I went to a liberal arts school. You got to take 4 semesters of any particular language, and I was like, if there's any one language that is going to be useful to me
Beneficial
living in
for
Texas,
sure.
yeah,
It is
it's
for
gonna
me
be.
too. I need to know more. It's crazy.
And it's just fun. Like, so I actually got to use my Spanish in a totally like IRL situation, and I was stoked. So it snowed here recently, and like the biggest snow I've ever seen in Texas, or in the Austin area, like enough to where we could build a snowman, right? So I'm like, oh, I'm so stoked. It was my day off of Twitch too. It just all worked out so perfectly, and
Oh, I think I
so
saw you post this. You were like,
yeah, I posted the
okay.
picture, right,
Yeah.
where I put the guitar around the snowman, like when I took like a fake band photo or whatever. I love that picture.
That's good.
And that's the craziest part is that I had enough snow to build a snowman that could hold my guitar. That's not usually a thing here. So anyway, what happened was, I'm sitting here rolling the snowballs around, and then my neighbor who lives 2 houses down rides up on his bike, and I know he doesn't. I've heard him speak before. He only speaks Spanish, barely any English, and he's just watching me work on the snowman, and I'm like, I could tell he had that look in his eye. He wanted to come help, right? Because his family wasn't. I could see it.
That's
He was
amazing.
watching me, and I was like, but I shocked him with this, right? Because he didn't know I could speak Spanish. And I was like, "Quiere ayudarme?" And his eyes light up. He was so excited, and I was able to communicate enough to like, I want you to do the middle piece. I do the bottom and top, and then we put it together. And
That's wholesome. That's wholesome as shit.
It was so cool, dude. That I was able to. Yeah, it was. I was stoked.
That's awesome.
We had a lot of fun, and then and one of their other family members came out, and I'm guessing either his dad or his uncle, and helped us as well. And I was just like speaking to them in Spanish and having a good old time, and they could tell I was struggling, but they were doing their best.
Yeah, but they don't care. They're just stoked.
They were just excited.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun.
And
it was just a cool chance to actually finally use that, and just where it was helpful.
Yeah, I need to. I've tried learning Japanese because I'm just a weeb at that point, but
sure, we'll have a good anime as your profile.
But also we've toured Japan twice, and it's actually one of my favorite places to tour in general.
Okay.
And just like I'd probably just go back there on vacation anyway, so like it's definitely like a good language to have under my belt.
Sure.
But I'm never submerged in it. That's the problem. Like I can never just hold like a dialogue with anybody. Yeah. And like it would definitely be a lot easier to do that with Spanish. I have a regular that comes into the coffee shop I work at named Pablo. He's like the sickest dude ever. So every time he comes in, I try to take his order and talk to him in Spanish, and it's nice. Yeah.
Dude, I think the hardest part of Spanish is listening to it, is hearing it and understanding it, because native speakers speak so fast that I can barely keep up, man.
Well, that's the problem with Japanese as well.
Yeah.
But then, like, even then, I think the most polarizing thing is the alphabet. Like, the writing is so much different. So it's just like
kanji, right?
Yeah. Well, there's a couple, but yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They use some of the Chinese letterings sometimes.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, like, okay, dude, make it harder for me. But I mean, I'm sure there's like reasons,
Oh, for sure. I mean, and plus, they're right next to each other. I'm sure we're possibly derived from the same language at some point down the way far back down the road.
I'm not going to pretend to know.
Sure.
But even like if I try to use an app to teach me Japanese, they want me to read it as well. So it's like, can I just like hear it first before you start throwing these like letters at me? But
right. Yeah, immersion is the way. That's how I was able to hammer home a lot of Spanish. Was that last semester they made us take is the teacher only speaks in Spanish. So it's either you know what's going on or you
God,
are not passing.
I would get so frustrated.
It was at first, but then I finally it clicked, and I was like, okay, I got this. But luckily, and she kept it slow enough to where that's one reason I still can't hear it very well is because she did kind of not cater to us, but she made it doable for a lot of people.
Right.
I still need that immersion experience once, like just travel down to Costa Rica for 2 weeks and just all in,
Yeah. Yeah. I went on a cruise last year. We went down to pretty sick spots. We went to Nicaragua.
Ooh, nice.
It's just,
And
yeah.
randomly, it's funny you say, I still remember like random Spanish country capitals because we had to learn those for
Dude,
whatever
I don't know
reason.
half the cities in America, if I'm going to be honest with you, dude. And I've been to most of them. I'm so bad at geography. God. So that's crazy. Yeah. It's good that you went to college. You probably
And see, okay, that's the funny thing, right? Is I don't use my degree at all whatsoever.
I feel like there's a large percentage of Americans that don't.
I'm sure. Yeah, oh, for sure. But I still think that going to college led me to where I am, So I think like it's kind of one of those like it all had to happen to get to this point anyway.
Yeah.
So, while I don't use the degree, I think either the experiences that all led me to wanting to be right here, right now, were I would say still worth it. If that makes sense.
Well, I was gonna say it makes sense why you haven't toured too much because I feel like most band members didn't go to college or they tried online classes while touring. They all failed.
If you're touring out from 18, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna have time.
Yeah.
So
which is most people.
Yeah.
Do you know the insane story about JT, our vocalist, and Texas in July's old vocalist?
No.
So I'm pretty sure he graduated college. I should know that, but he went to college and stuff in Maryland. Okay. But he just started out as like a YouTube cover screamer.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so he was like actually pretty new at the whole thing when he started. His first second, or third show ever, right? Like imagine your first, second, third show. His was Warped Tour with Texas in July, and it was like thousands of people.
Right. Wow.
So like he got thrown into the fire. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
And years ago, you'd be able to meet him, and you'd know. You're like, yo, you're so green at this shit, dude. Like, he's definitely become more jaded, like the rest of us, for sure.
Sure.
But yeah,
I'm sure that happens with plenty of tour experience, right?
Yeah. But it happens. But I feel like most case scenario, like we're a bunch of uneducated road dogs that just had nothing better to do with our lives, and
it leads to a further thing of like, you come out of middle school, like you got to go to college or you're not gonna have a good life, and it's not the case at all, man.
No, not today. 2020, 2021, like. It's a digital era. Like we're not, it's weird, man.
You forge your own path,
Yeah.
Especially as expensive as school is now, man. I see like tuition rates now are like 20% higher than even when I was. I'm like, Jesus, how do you? Those poor kids, man. Unlucky.
Poor everyone, man. Like even teachers, like people are paying that much for tuition, and teachers aren't even making any more money. It's like, really, what's that money going to? Like
my mom just retired as a teacher, and she's never been happier.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What was she teaching? Like what age?
Middle school and elementary school. So like right around the 5th to 6th grade.
God, I was a shitty middle schooler, so I can only imagine, dude.
Oh, she is a saint for everything she had to deal with. No, she's so happy now, like not having and now. So the best part is she was a full-time teacher, right? So she had to write her own lesson plans and make all the stuff. Now she's substitute teaching because she's allowed to do that with her retirement,
and just enjoys
now she gets
it. Yeah.
Yes, and I'm so happy for her.
That's awesome.
She's stoked.
How crazy! But I mean, she has to be passionate, in order to retire and still do some form of it. Yeah, it's just like, and I feel like that's the sad part. is that we're underpaying all these people who like I
Man.
feel like you cannot be a teacher unless you're passionate about it, and like
You have to be. Yeah, you can't. There's no doing it for the money.
right.
And that's the craziest part, right? I read some article, and I think it was, I want to say it's the Netherlands. Teachers are like rock stars, man.
Well, I
They'll
mean, of
make,
course it's the Netherlands. They just
of
have
course,
everything
yeah,
figured out. Yeah.
yeah, the Netherlands, and then like Finland and Sweden, and just that general region of the world, right? But the teachers will make, the equivalent of us having like a six-figure salary, and they because like you think about it, right? You are literally forming the foundation of the future society. You want those people taking it seriously, and you want the best people at that job, right?
Yeah. No one teaching me made six figures. I can tell you that.
Exactly. Yeah, they made 40K maybe, right? So if they were lucky.
Yeah.
So that's just something, because it's my mom's, career is something I'm also passionate
No.
about.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's good to hear about. I mean, everyone should
So
be passionate about teaching children. It's just because
yeah,
like
they are the future.
I feel like most of our problems in America are just lack of education.
Without getting too deep into, because I also avoid politics on Twitch just because it's a very divisive thing. But
Right.
I would say uneducation led to the last four-ish years.
Yeah.
But like I said, we definitely don't have to go there.
No, I won't.
I think we both agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
It's scary.
I think most.
I think
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we won't get into it, but I think a lot of that wasn't uneducation. I think it was just deliberate planning. I think America's just been too polarizing, and they treat politics like a football game.
Oh yeah, that's a team sport, right?
Yeah, man. It's like,
Oh,
yo,
my guy's better than your guy.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, like there's plenty of things I agree with on Republican side and Democratic side, but why are we at each other's throats about? Like, there's some crazy left ideas that are insane to me, but like it's scary. I think everyone needs to go back to elementary school and learn the golden rule, bro. Like, let's treat others how we want to be treated.
People.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you just bring it back to just being good people, right?
Yeah.
How hard is that? In a sense, we're all living the same life, trying to do the same thing, just be happy.
And living in the South, like, plenty of my relatives, friends, they look at life differently than I do, but like I'm gonna choose to love them still. Like that's what we need to go back to, opposed to like having a distaste for these people.
Yeah, just because they disagree with you, right? And that's where the team sport part comes in, right? Like you hate the other city's fans, like why? Just we're all trying to what am I trying to say? How am I trying to say this? We're all trying to accomplish the same thing, right?
Well, right,
yeah. For everybody.
We all want good quality of life.
We're all on the same team, which is
exactly.
all living in the same country, right? So, and living on the same planet.
But I think
globalize it.
I think the future is bright. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I think, especially after having my student loan suspended. Let's go.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. Oh man, that was a good one. I was happy with that one. No payments until September, then hopefully they get frozen. But
that's a good.
Oh,
my favorite quote. What if I told you the left wing and the right wing are part of the same bird? That's nice.
Wow, yeah, it's a good point. Same thing, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a very. Yeah, it brings together the entire problem, right? Which is we're all in it together.
Yeah, it's weird. So. But then like that's also like human nature, right? Like competitiveness, wanting to be better than other people, like
the tribalism.
Yeah.
Right?
Scary, man.
I'm a super competitive person. Like
I'm sure playing baseball, you were hardline. The only thing that would have been worse is going to military for you.
Oh gosh. Thank God. I would not have cut it in the military, dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I dropped out of high school. There's no authority that could have held me anyway.
Dude, you could like take one look in my room and you can see I would not have made it in the military. Like my bed's a mess. Like I got clothes on the floor over there. I would have been running laps for days. I actually had a naval recruiter after me out of high school. They wanted me to do like their nuclear engineering program, and I was like, sounds fun. Navy part doesn't.
No telling where you'd be then, man. Where you'd be now.
I go back sometimes and I look at that. Not really a fork in the road, right? Because it wasn't really a hard decision. I didn't want to do it, but like, should I have gone that way instead of this way? would I be some like submarine captain, or I can't picture
Yeah,
my
no,
little
yeah.
white hat and
Yeah.
my nice navy dress uniform. Like, damn, like, that could be me. A parallel universe.
I
We're
can
talking
see
to
it. Very handsome young man.
about 40 pounds lighter, hair much less brown.
Well,
I mean, much,
you'd
much
still
less
be in a
purple.
pandemic, so we'd all still
Yeah.
be as puffy as we are these days.
Maybe I saved the world from having the pandemic.
Ooh. Well, you
I
got
don't know.
a chemical degree, and you didn't help us any.
Yeah.
So
Admiral Young Gun.
I like to imagine, no matter what you did, you were stuck in this harsh reality of you always being a guitar player on Twitch.
Yeah.
So like,
it all leads back to the same.
Yeah.
Funny thing.
So like, you're doing the same thing, but you're in like a Navy uniform in like a quarters of like a bunker somewhere.
Did you just come up with my next theme stream?
Yes, I did.
Admiral Young Gun.
Admiral Young Gun.
Admiral Miklinchek to.
What? By the way, what's your name?
So yeah, my name's Colt. Colton for full. And if you can say my last, I just said it, but Miklinchek. I usually offer my last name's crazy.
What is
it
that?
Looks like it's Czech.
I wanted to say that, but I was like, no, that's too easy. Czech's in the name.
Exactly. Yeah. It always trip people. They're like, oh, what nationality? I just say Czech. Yeah. What? I'm like, no, not just how I'm saying the last name.
It does sound incredibly Czech, which is funny.
Yeah.
Colt Michlinchek.
Miklinchek.
Miklinchek.
Yeah.
Got it.
So.
Yeah, cool, young gun. Anyway,
and that's you bring up another. You didn't mean to, but you bring up another funny point about like having an online name, right? Which is, I hear Young Gun so much more than I hear Colt.
Right. Well, it's
in
like
my head, I think of myself more as Young Gun.
I've made a lot of friends. I think being a part of a gaming community too, you kind of live through this like.
What do you go as in your gaming?
Well, God, I don't even remember these days. I think I've always been literally Sean P. Like for like,
okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard for me to live behind a thing.
Right,
I might eventually rebrand everything to Don't You Fret, DYF. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But like I've made incredible friends through gaming that I am fortunate enough through touring have met in real life and hung out with.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
But I still call them Trainwreck and Godfrey and like a lot of the dudes in here. You know what I mean? Like they're still those names to me.
That's cool.
So it'll always be easy for me to refer to you as Young Gun, just because like.
Yeah, and because I'm so used to it, right? Yeah. Like I hear Young Gun, I hear Colt, I hear the same thing, right?
This is a funny story. So one of those guys I met through playing Destiny. His name, his screen name was ButtClown42069.
No. There's like the stereotypical.
Like there's like the names, and he's just that person to a heart. Like he's a troll, but his favorite thing is to be like when you kill someone and when you're good at a game and you get killed by someone named ButtClown420. Like you rage. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude.
Eventually his name was banned. He had to change his name.
No.
So he changed it to Flower Puppy Boy, which is even funnier. But
that's amazing.
But he is still to this day. I call him to his face ButtClown. He's in my phone as ButtClown, and every once in a while, like I'll get a text from him, and people will like see my phone and be like,
"What are you doing on the side there, Sean?"
Yeah. What websites have you been on, bro? So yeah, that is a funny extreme version of what we were just talking about.
Absolutely, that's crazy.
Great dude. Shout out ButtClown42069.
Shout out, come get a song, ButtClown. Oh man,
love that dude.
All right, so there was one thing I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
And we talked about it just for a second in while you had pre-roll up, and it was your profile picture.
Yeah.
Is One Punch X Avatar, and Avatar being my favorite cartoon of all time.
So yeah, I was gonna ask, but your standard next question is, have you seen Legend of Korra?
Yeah, of course.
What'd you think about it?
Not as good as The Last Airbender.
I completely agree.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's such a hard thing to follow up. Following up an almost perfect series, like good luck,
Yeah.
And what the problem with Korra is, it started off it was intended to be one series or one season. and then they tried to make a second season
Oh.
out of it, and that's why those first 2 seasons feel so disjointed. And then they just tried to like recover from there, and they couldn't.
I mean, that's my
So then
biggest qualm with any content ever is stop when the story's over.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that was the intent, but everybody wanted more Avatar content, right? And what's funny is I think the best episodes of Korra don't even have Korra in them. And you probably, it's 2 episodes. You already know which one I'm talking about.
It's the origin of the Avatar. Yeah.
Yep.
It's incredible.
Avatar 1.
Yeah.
Also, lol, Avatar 1. Good one, guys.
Yeah, nice one.
Nice
one, Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so the reason I love Avatar so much is because it's a Nickelodeon show, right? It's a literal cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also one of the best animes I've ever seen in my life, and it's
absolutely.
Super polarizing to say that too.
Yeah, I mean, by definition, it is an anime, right? I mean,
my favorite thing to say is that's my favorite Chinese cartoon, dude.
That'll get people riled up.
People's heads just like a nuclear explode, dude. But I do. I mean, obviously, I love anime. I have my little Saitama here from One Punch Man. Also, I have a One Punch Man tattoo.
Oh, sick! Let's go.
Like,
I see you with the Genos. Yeah.
Man.
So
I love anime, but it's crazy. Like, I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender with my girlfriend last year for the first time. It's one of her favorite things she's ever seen. So like,
it's just
it aged well.
I know about it.
You know what I mean?
Like, so yeah. And there's just so much that makes it not just a kid's show.
Yeah.
Right? So many lessons that
I watched like a YouTube compilation the other day of everything Iroh talks about and how it's just like philosophy, like
seriously
incredible, just communication dialogue that everyone needs to hear.
Oh yeah.
So I'm with you, bro.
Oh yeah, man.
I mean, when's the last time? Have you gone through like the IMDb top rated shows of all time? Because Avatar is like top 10, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we're talking like Breaking Bad, Sopranos, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Breaking Bad's also a top 2 or 3. Game of Thrones was before Game of Thrones became Game of Thrones.
Kind of the same.
Yeah.
But I also loved the ending. I just didn't love the way it was given to us.
So yeah, everything that led up to like I can see where you're coming from, and
I think
that could be okay.
I'm not gonna shoot any
Yeah.
spoilers out, but I think the White Walker episodes of the last season were some of the most incredible things I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, we can agree to maybe disagree a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I've had this discussion so much that I already know your opinions on it, honestly.
Yeah, I'm sure, because if I can just tell you, I'm a standard, like somebody you'll find on. You use Reddit very much?
I used to. It's
okay. There's a subreddit called Free Folk where it's like everybody complaining about Game of Thrones, and I'd be like a standard. Like a lot of their opinions about the show would be mine. Where after like season,
and they're justified opinions. Like, let me say that I agree with a lot of things those people and you say, but like. I don't know. I've seen the entire series 5 times now.
Okay.
I know a lot about the show.
I'm the kind of fan I couldn't watch an episode after the ending.
And I
can't make myself watch it.
Well, I had seen it 4 times before the last season aired.
Oh, okay. That's fair then. Okay.
And I have not rewatched since the last season. So that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're on the same page there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could go for like an hour and list all my gripes even with the last season alone.
Yeah.
Like, I hate being that fan because it was so good up to that point. Like,
well, I get it. You also hate what they did to it, and that's fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because they were just trying to finish it up so they could go do Star Wars, and then they lost their Star Wars contract. Suck it, D&D.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man, it's one thing. I'm still. Yeah, isn't it crazy? It's almost 2 years later, and I can still tell you all my gripes with everything.
No, I mean that's how it goes.
Yeah.
It's like when you're a band and you release an album, you're gonna hear about the problems with that album forever. You know what I mean? It's weird.
True. It's a good point.
But
so let's talk about shows we do like then.
Yes. Breaking Bad is one of my all-time favorites.
Yes.
But how do you? Okay, on the other side, how do you feel about Better Call Saul and El Camino?
Okay, El Camino just felt like another Breaking Bad episode.
I loved it.
And it was great. I very much enjoyed it, right? Because it was just
So
it
what,
was
dude?
people
Todd's
wanted.
fat. So what, bro?
that was so hard for people to accept, like,
Yeah.
because I mean, what is that guy gonna do? Get in shape for one fucking like?
Dude, he was
The guy's out there living his life, man.
yeah,
Let him
dude.
do his thing.
He was in that Black Mirror episode, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. El Camino was great. It was literally just another Breaking Bad episode, which is what people wanted.
I'm just really
Better-
glad they got Vince to direct it. I think that was everything
Yes,
because
that
yeah.
Vince is everything,
Yeah,
right?
he
Vince
is.
is that show, you
Yeah.
know. All of his angles he uses on even on his shots, all of just the way he sets up tension. And
Watching that movie was like like I rewatch Breaking Bad all the time, but watching that movie was like nostalgic. It like brought in those same feelings of me
without
like,
even having seen it before,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So cool.
It's funny. I never even thought about that, but yeah, like it was nostalgia on first watch for sure. And then Better Call Saul.
Incredible.
Odenkirk kills it. He's
Yep.
amazing, and getting to see more Mike Ehrmantraut.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude, I love Mike. He's one of my favorite characters in a show. Ever.
Okay, so talk about shows. You need to
Okay.
watch Devs.
Okay.
No one has heard of it, which is insane.
I haven't. No. What's it on?
It's on Hulu right now.
Okay, I got it. Perfect.
It's the director and a writer of Ex Machina.
Okay, I've heard of it.
Annihilation. Have you seen that movie?
I know that movie. Yeah.
Those two movies are incredible. I'm a sci-fi sucker.
Okay.
And like what he does is sick. But basically, Devs is about a tech company in Silicon Valley, but Nick Offerman, aka Ron Swanson, is the head of it.
Nice.
But
Okay,
he's
cool.
incredible. And there's a very Mike Ehrmantraut-esque character in that show too.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, it's
liking it a lot.
8 episodes and you're done. So
Okay.
it's not even
full
yeah.
self-contained,
done.
no
Yeah.
cliffhangers or anything.
And it rocked
Okay.
my world, dude. I thought it was one of the best shows
All
I've
right,
ever seen.
I'll get on that. All right, have you seen Vinland Saga?
No.
Oh, anime. Okay, it's an anime. I think the theme song alone is like
Well,
it's like pure
yeah.
post-hardcore goodness. Like
really?
I would never expect. No, somebody's like, yeah, you gotta watch Finland. I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And I'm like, I listened to the theme song. This is a fucking banger, dude. Yeah. I mean, I'll even play the theme song as like on the stream just for the hell of it. You know.
That's sick.
So yeah.
There's a couple
band-
of Twitch alerts I have. Like I have all my alerts muted when I do this stuff, but when I'm like playing video games, the One Punch Man theme rolls in.
Always that one.
Yeah.
That one rips too. Yeah. So it's it's like actually post-hardcore with like the guys screaming and everything.
That's crazy.
I think you'll actually really enjoy the
Okay.
theme.
What is it one more time?
But it's Vinland Saga. It's like a Viking show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's so good. Viking anime. I know it sounds weird, but 100% recommend.
I mean, some of my favorite anime is like spaghetti western style type, just
Oh yeah, I still got. Speaking of that, I gotta check out Cowboy Bebop still.
yeah, you do.
Yeah, I keep meaning to.
I mean, it's a classic,
Yeah.
My favorites of all time are One Punch Man, and then it immediately jumps to like when I was a kid watching Cowboy Bebop,
Okay.
Trigun. It's one of my all-time favorites.
I've heard good things about Trigun.
Trigun's also only one season, so it's just like
Okay.
no commitment. Roll
Sure.
through it.
In like a couple days probably.
But like the new animes,
Before we get into a new one, how do you feel about Full Metal?
Brotherhood,
Yep, absolutely. All the way.
incredible.
All right.
Yeah, incredible. Newer animes, I think anime is definitely oversaturated, and I have a problem with animes that feel too anime-ish.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
They use all the tropes and like the quick
Yeah.
cuts of like silly faces, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that being said, I do love My Hero Academia, and I am crazy about Demon Slayer so far.
My Hero's sick. I got to catch the 4 seasons still, I think.
Ooh.
But I love the 3 seasons I've seen so far. Demon Slayer is 1 season, right? So
I
far?
think more's come out now.
Oh, it's okay. My buddy will have it on our Plex server,
Okay.
and I'll definitely get on that.
Incredible. Like just like watching it is amazing. Just like the
Okay.
animations of it. Incredible.
Definitely down for that. Okay. One for you is called Death Parade. By chance, have you heard of Death Parade?
Okay, I've heard of it.
Okay, it's like man, I literally can't even describe it. You just have to.
Okay, I'll just give it a try. Yeah.
Just give it a go. I'll message these to you on Discord after.
And then I also need to check out Mob Psycho because it's One Punch Man.
Yeah, Mob. Oh man, yeah. If you like, dude. Okay, 100%. If you like One Punch, you're gonna love Mob Psycho.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, Mob Psycho's sick. The theme song also rips too.
It's also funny that like there's a lot of people in my real life that come up to me and be like, "Oh, cool tattoo. Have you seen Mob Psycho?" And I'm like, "No, dude. It's a One Punch Man tattoo." Like, come on,
That's
bro.
Pretty funny.
Give me a break.
He doesn't have hair. Come on.
Yeah.
You'll love Mob Psycho 100%.
Yeah.
Easily. I almost in some cases like it more. At least the second season of Mob over second season of One Punch. So
It's fair.
I mean second season One Punch was still great, but something about Mob picking up the pace was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get to it. You'll like it. Trying to think of anything else. I haven't I liked the first season of Sword Art. Have you seen Sword Art online?
God, what a trash show, dude.
What?
What a trash show.
Trash show. I liked the first season, and then after that.
But do you like the first season or the first half of the first season?
Yeah. Okay. Fair play.
Like, what did they do to that show? It got so weird.
Yeah. Because
I also liked the first half of the first season.
Okay,
but like,
so you probably feel about Sword Art the
Yes.
same way I do about Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
but like
yeah.
you probably enjoyed the first 5 seasons of Game of Thrones. I enjoyed like 20 episodes of Sword Art. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's so fair.
Yeah. No,
So
they lost me and they had their chance. So.
Okay, but let's talk about the concept though, because the concept's cool as shit, right?
Yeah, it's like every nerd's dream that ever played World of Warcraft or Diablo. Yeah, it's so
exactly.
sick.
But then they execute. Okay, I will admit execution was poor, especially after first season.
Well, the execution at first was incredible. That was the problem. It's like
exactly.
they lead you to believe that this show is just going to be this devout like world that you're going to fall in love with, but they keep shifting the worlds too, so it makes you. It just, I don't know, just didn't do it for me.
It never had a chance to like catch where it was going, if that makes sense. Like it never had to like.
Even I'm just gonna like, I don't even care if I spoil the show for some people because I hated it. At that climax right there, the storyline even leads you to believe there's gonna be so much more, and then he just skips a bunch of levels and beats them, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? This is so stupid.
They within that first season, like what could have been that first season, you have more room for like 5 seasons worth of exploring that world, right? So I get it, and then they just go and change what's going on, the second season. You're like, okay.
Yeah, I hate that show.
Yeah, I understand.
I feel betrayed by it. Yeah,
I totally get it.
Man,
I put it down once I put it down after second season or during second season. I'm like, okay, count me out.
Yeah.
But I stuck with it. I gave it my best.
I gave it a good old American try.
That's right, the college try.
Yeah.
Without going to college.
Let's rewind some because this.
Sure.
We're good at tangenting. I feel like.
Oh, it's been a lot of fun though.
It has been fun. This has been awesome. I'm really glad to have had you on. Let's talk about some gear. Cause
sure.
I saw you play ESP, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also, I don't even really think I grasped the world of Rocksmith.
Okay.
How is that rig set up?
So it's all just everything's in the game.
All the tones and everything?
Mm-hmm. It's all software.
Okay. Now,
so
is can that ever be external?
Yeah, I'm sure you could like set like a nice flat DI style tone like in the game, and then you could use pedals to bring stuff in. But that will mess with like how the game reads, So if you don't care about percentage, I'm sure you could do whatever you wanted there. So you could it'd be the same as like having everything set up as preamp, right? And your amp is just clean. You could do this. I bet you could do the same thing.
Like, could I DI my Kemper into the Rocksmith if I wanted to?
Oh yeah, exactly. And that's actually a plan I have for the future.
Okay.
Is
but would that muddy the percentages?
Well, that's the thing is I would split signal, right? So it's one signal out to Kemper, and then Kemper to computer, I guess, or to have that the audio come out from the Kemper. Then that's what everybody hears, and then another signal goes to the game, and I completely mute my guitar in the game. And then so what they hear is me playing along with the game making.
Oh, because you don't have to hear yourself as long as you hear yourself.
As long as the game hears it.
Okay.
Right. Because the game.
So it'll just be getting this warbled, shitty, direct guitar signal.
And that's what it hears.
That's what it needs, right? Okay. Yeah. Wow, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. So, cool.
Yeah, it's interesting. And then I can just you have an option to mix your guitar down to 0 from the game. Right. So
because I wondered that like my guitar personality is like easily 70% tone. I feel like you know what I mean. Like so like it would drive me crazy not to bring my personality. I feel like I don't love a lot of the tones I hear from any Rocksmith players. Like
no, and that's why I work with what I kind of have there. Yeah. And that's why it is part of the plan for an upgrade in the future is to be able to upgrade the sound even more.
Do you like any specific gear or anything? Like, are you a gearhead at all, even outside of the?
I'm not because I've just been in Rocksmith so long. It is something I want to explore.
God, you're in for a world of hurt. Bud.
I know, man. Cool, because I got to hang out with Neil from A Day to Remember.
Okay.
This summer he had me actually come out and help him set up his stream, and help him like do some more complicated stream stuff. And
damn, dude, you're just turning into a metalcore IT guy.
Dude, I mean, sign me up, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm another way. I'm just very lucky. He literally flew me out to come help him, and because he liked what I did, and I'm always eternally grateful to Neil. It was so much fun too, hanging out with him. Like we hung out, and it just clicked, right? It was
he's. I have never met him actually, but I've watched a couple of his streams. He seems like a cool dude.
Absolutely. Everything he gets on stream is exactly the same in person. Yeah. So I got to play around with all of his gear, right? And I'm just like, oh, I need this, but I don't have like the way to do this, right? I need more room to set up all of the Kemper stuff because he's got like the foot switch and everything to kind of control it all, which is what I have. Which here, I'll show you this real quick. You can switch tones in the game. Is you just press a numpad, right? But I have this pedal, which is it's a num is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
The pedal, and so I can just
what kind of cable plugs into that?
Oh, so this is just a 1/4 inch instrument cable, and then
so with most modern digital amps these days, you have the same thing, but it's a MIDI switchboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
For a while on my Kemper, I used what's called a MIDI moose, and it's just 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
But you can do the same thing. You know what I mean?
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, that changes the tone in game for me because it just works as my keyboard.
Okay.
And then so that doesn't touch the guitar signal though. The only thing touching the guitar signal is guitar to cable to my drop pedal. All right. So I have a Digitech Whammy DT, which
we actually use that live, which is crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So
all of our guitars, the lowest that's dropped is G sharp.
Okay. Right. That's breach.
Yes, and then when we play Valhalla or Ghost of Nothing, we just hit the drop pedal.
Scorpion him now.
Yes. There are becoming a lot of F sharp songs, which makes me want to eventually get just a guitar for F sharp.
Snowblood's in F sharp, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Because we have that. I'm sure you saw it. We have it that's tabbed octave up, right? So I can play it on the open on that second string. Yeah.
So you're actually learning a lot of songs very wacky too, which is funny.
We had to for Snowblood, but everything else, Scorpion is accurate fully. That's how it's.
And Rocksmith only does 6 strings, right?
Yeah, that's one thing.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Well, you got like the way I justify it when people come into the stream, like, why isn't Rocksmith 7 or 8 string? I'm like, you got to look at the time it would have, developing it and who it appeals to, right? I mean, those of us that you want to use a 7 or 8 string, it sucks, but we're such a small part of the overall guitar community, right? Between all the people that just play pop or country or just softer rock,
right? Yeah.
Even most metal, right? You're not going to need 7 for. So that's how I justify it, but I'm still hoping they cater to us eventually because those of us that are passionate enough to be into it are really into it. So, hoping they throw us a bone, give us some 7-string support on the next one, but who knows?
There's a lot of
I would
notes
love
that
it.
people aren't hitting in our
Yeah,
songs.
and that's so they have to like transpose it, right, to where you try to account for it on the
Oh
6th
God!
string.
Oh, I
It
even do that out of being lazy sometimes. I try to play
exactly.
like Orchid on my 6th string all the time, and I can do it, but like,
Right.
I gotta hit some crazy frets. So yeah,
So
I guess.
sometimes I'll use my 7 and then I can see on the chart, and I've gotten better at this is seeing it in real time and then translating it down the frets up the string to be able to play it more smoothly.
Huh, that's crazy. So I don't know how familiar you are with our discography, but the EP in between Augment and Drift
Mm-hmm.
was
What
all
was that one?
written on 6 strings, but we play them
Okay.
on 7s. That's when we added 7 strings to our like catalog.
Oh. Okay.
So that being said, like Warrior, there's a lead in the Warrior chorus that's like kind of nutty to play on a 7 string, but you can play it on a 6. It'd be kind of interesting
Uh-huh.
to see how that was charted out.
Okay. I can look right now. I don't think we have that one charted, but I could even just
That's
we'll
before
wake
we
it
were
for you one
cool.
day. Right. I probably shouldn't just search Warrior. Yeah. Warrior era. Let's find out. Nope, nothing. I'm
Cool.
sure I can get people on it.
That's so funny though, because like that's the most prime example. That's a 7 string song written on a 6 string, so it's like that'd be a cakewalk.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of notes in that song, so
yeah, we'd be working out
yeah.
playing that song.
And then ESP, man, how'd that happen?
Oh man. Okay, so actually Neil put in a good word for me.
That is a good connection to have then.
He was like, dude, we need to get you sponsored. You're really good. And I'm like, what do you mean? I just kind of play my guitar. He's like, no, dude, we'll get you sponsored. And I was like, he's like, yeah, I'm on ESP. Let me put you in with the A&R guy. And I was he's like, yeah, let me talk to him like for you, and tell him about what's going on here, because he's like, he could said like, I stream on Twitch, let me tell him about what you do. And so he did, and
Well,
he's
I
like,
mean,
yeah, dude,
in
he's
reality,
interested.
like there's plenty of bands who are endorsed that play for 100 people a night on tour, but
and
you
that's
play
how I
for
sold
hundreds of
myself.
people every day, and it's like, yeah,
I play for 100 people at a time, right? But over the course of a stream, it'll be 3,000 people.
wow.
So because I can go and I can look at how many unique viewers I had, for the day, and it's in the thousands. And that's how I sold myself to Tony, ESP guy. And I was like, hey, I put literally thousands of eyes on whatever guitar I'm playing. Let's talk. And he's like, oh, it's perfect. It was pretty much a shoe in. He was really busy, so I actually had I was like sweating on it for a month. Like, oh no, did I say something dumb?
Oh, dude. I
And
still do that
it was
with
just
my
really,
A&R guys, so don't feel too
yeah,
bad about it.
yeah. So he was just really busy. And it's like, oh yeah, dude, we'd love to.
Yeah, being an
He was
A&R is a special task. You're
oh man.
I
Well,
can't
what was
imagine.
crazy was like, I got to talk to him once, and he was like, I gotta let you go. I'm about to talk to Kirk Hammett, and I was like, all right,
My
yeah,
bad,
dude,
dude.
priority. I get it.
Yeah. God, no pressure, bro.
Yeah. Oh.
And then I guess you're about to get into the world of gear, so I won't pry you on too much of this, but are you particular on your picks and strings and stuff like that?
Yeah. So picks, I got a whole. Here, I'll show you. I got this whole cup full of them.
Nice.
And because I'll toss one at the camera at the end of every stream, and I like having a bunch of extras. Because I wear through them, so I can wear one of these down to like flat in one stream, But here you go.
Really?
So the
What
camera will catch it. Oh yeah.
what thickness?
I mean over 0.88.
Ooh, okay.
I mean they're the Jazz 3.
Yeah, I got
XLs.
Jazz 3s too.
There. I love the shape of them. Maybe I'm
too.
not getting good ones. I don't know, but I mean.
No, I mean that's a good company.
It'll probably take. I mean, realistically, probably take 2 or 3, but I can see a pretty solid difference after one stream.
I think I also just play with picks that get flat for a while.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. I get pretty picky, if you will, about. I don't. So normally I would have to charge myself 100 bits right there because I have a pun tax on my own channel.
Oh,
But
I
anyway,
would be broke.
no, I've it's done well for me.
There you go.
Uh, uh,
And then strings, I guess. So, man, you're changing the tunings of your guitars a lot.
that's the thing is I'm not. I keep them all on the like you guys do. I just use the drop pedal.
Okay.
So I have my guitar set up that way, right? So this one is drop D, always never changes, stays right there because $2,000 guitar. I don't want it to.
Yes.
Even
I'm very
closely.
glad to hear you say that because I was actually concerned.
Drop D and E standard. They don't waver.
Okay.
This one's my E standard. I love this guitar, dude. And one thing I finally I kind of figured it out with the other one, but when they sent me this one, or I actually I bought it, but when it got here, it had these elixirs on it, and I've learned I'm an elixir fanboy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who
So
wait,
normally I was Ernie Ball.
who makes elixirs?
Elixir's the company.
That's right. Okay.
And the Nano Web, I believe, is the series that's are on these. But dude, that guitar, I got it middle of December, and I haven't had to change the strings yet. And
that's right. Elixir's whole thing is that it's coated, right?
Yeah, it's coated, and they just feel they're so smooth, man.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I play so much faster. Yeah, 1 month in, it feels like I did when I got the guitar.
They make a lot of acoustic strings and stuff too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to hit them up for a sponsorship.
Do it, man. I mean, that's the mentality you need to have with everything, right? Because that's what did you do with ASP? You essentially just hit them up and played your case, and what did you get out of it? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I got a pretty sweet discount. I get to say I get my name on the artist roster, and then
sick.
Room for future improvement on our whatever deal we have, right? I mean, because that's the other thing he told me is like keep growing and then come back with your growth, and we'll talk more about what more we can do, right? Which could lead to who knows what, working with them closely on projects or future's bright, man.
That's awesome. I'm stoked for you, man.
Thanks, dude. I still can't believe like it's surreal just to go to the artist roster and I'll have to just like pinch myself. Like that's my name. I go down, I go to the right and up a little bit, and there's James Hetfield, and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. What is my life?
Yes.
I'm just some kid on Twitch to myself, like I don't know.
I still feel that way. I still feel like I'm that kid out of high school that's just trying to play guitar, and it's weird to see my band doing the things it's doing. Like from an out like an outward perspective, it's still super strange. So you'll never lose that feeling.
I hope not, because it's an awesome feeling. I don't want
you shouldn't either.
Yeah, because I don't want to be the point like I'm expecting to work with
Right.
I can't believe Architects hasn't hit me back up yet.
Like it's a good way to be
or
too.
Whatever. Just constantly grateful, because there's been a couple of times where I've kind of lost sight of that, and I'm just like not wanting to stream. That's to be like, you know what, I'm lucky to have what I have, and then
my life has been pretty hectic out of quarantine, and
I bet
I have definitely wanted to stream more because I do care about my community and want to be part of it more. And I mean, I'm at least keeping myself busy with the podcasts. Like, if I just completely quit streaming altogether, at least I'll have 1 day a week where I'm doing this and I'm interacting. Like, that's at least a plus. But it's hard, man. It's hard to get yourself. It is work. You know what I mean? I hope people don't think of it as just people playing video games, because it's not.
Yeah, you don't just turn on a computer and start playing, right? You put so much time and effort into the behind the scenes. I consider every second I'm on Twitch work, even if I'm not streaming.
Yeah.
Like if I'm like, I consider like what we're doing right now would be work to me, because I'm on somebody else's channel. And then,
which, like I said, you've had a long day today.
I have a very long day between literally talking to Metal Royalty, King Diamond, for an hour and a half, to my 6 hours, and then it's already been 2 hours. Holy shit. I've
Yeah.
had a good time. I didn't even realize.
Hi, man.
Yeah,
Time flies, brother.
yeah, that's right, dude. I mean, my days go pretty long. Even when if I'm just hanging out in somebody's channel, I consider it work, right? Because I represent myself, and I got to be, watching, not really watching what I say, but just, um, and not even like PRing it, but kind of PRing it,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. It's different now that I've found a lot of success as opposed to when I was just a smaller streamer hanging out in somebody's
Any
channel.
type of following, there's a level of diplomacy. You know what I mean? Like,
You kind of cut out for me there on your
I said,
headset.
any type of following, there's a level of diplomacy you have to keep in mind.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So I feel you.
Yeah, you just gotta keep grinding at it, and it sounds so weird to call it like PRing, if I'm just trying to support somebody else, because I don't want to like promote myself in other people's channels,
But ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what you're doing no matter what. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, well, it's not really about the promote. It's about like, letting the people that support me know that I'm also trying to support them back, even if it's just
Right.
with, hanging out with them. Because it's always a really good feeling, like when I just pop into somebody's channel and like, oh my god, Young Un, I'm so happy you're here.
Yeah.
Aw, yeah, it's cool that I have that kind of power, right? I feel very grateful to be somebody in that situation, to where I can do that for people. So I try to do it as often as I can.
Yeah. That's good.
Especially like when you raid somebody, like when you raid somebody with like one viewer and you bring like 100 and they're just like freaking out.
What? Yeah, it's nice. I almost love seeing those videos on YouTube where people just like have incredibly like genuine reactions to that kind of stuff happening. That's really nice, wholesome. Well, dude, this has been awesome.
Yeah,
we have a little concluding section where I ask you a question, and everyone else in the chat asks you a question if they feel the need.
Absolutely.
So chat, go ahead and ask away. While he answers, what is the scariest thing about technology to you?
Scariest thing about technology? I would say all of the data it gathers on us.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's probably somebody behind a screen
watching us right now
that knows every single thing about me.
Like the meme that like you're a special FBI agent, just like yeah.
I mean, it basically like everything with Black Mirror covers, right?
Yes.
They do such a good job, right? Because I didn't even understand the name Black Mirror until like one day I was playing a game, right? I didn't think about the concept of Black Mirror, right? And now how it's all technology related, until I was playing a game and it hit a loading screen and the screen goes black and I see myself.
Oh,
like,
dude, so sick. I mean, you've heard our song Divisionary, right?
Yeah.
There it is. There's a lot of like inspiration behind that, but I didn't start asking that question on this podcast until I saw Devs, that show I was telling you to watch.
Okay. Yeah, so you got to message me those on Discord and I'll send you the shows back. All right, I see some questions coming in.
All-time favorite band?
Ice Nine Kills.
Really? Sick. Have you met those guys?
Once 4 years ago.
Okay.
Actually, so that poster back here, I got to help them set up that show.
Awesome.
Which I wasn't nearly in the spot I am now. I was literally just some rando. So that was really cool. I was like sitting there blowing up balloons with Spencer, and he's just like my idol at that point.
Spencer's sick. I love Spencer. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
We toured with him way back in the day. They had JD.
Yeah. Oh man, I love. Yeah, JD was a lot of fun. Actually, I had the most fun talking to their drummer Connor.
Yeah, Connor. Yeah,
Connor's a good guy.
Connor's sick. Connor was awesome because he back in the day when they were smaller, he was pretty much DIYing everything in the band. Like he hand built those giant X1s.
Yeah.
Or the 1X. Yeah, he hand built that shit out of wood and like.
That's so cool.
He was like the man, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
And now they have Ricky from This or the Apocalypse.
Yeah, he kills it.
And their guitar player like hand wired and built all their guitar cabinets and stuff like they just you got to have a powerhouse like that in your band. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. That's insane. Yeah, they've been my favorite. They've been my favorite since before every trick in the book.
Before they were massive, because that
Before
band
before they
blew
fucking blew up,
dude. Yeah,
dude. What
you
Spencer was
liked it
able to
before they
do
were
with-
cool, bro. I get it.
I will. This necklace I've had for here. I'll show you real quick. So this necklace I've had for 6 years. I saw it on one of the tours for every trick in the book, and you can see. You see how it's. I hope it focuses.
Yeah, no, I see it.
How it's like worn through. Hang on. I'm trying to show you like a very specific. There it goes. You see how what's normally it should be a circle, but see how I've worn through it with that chain.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's my OG status.
that's sick.
And I'm trying to like maybe I can show it to Spencer one day and be like, hey, can I get a new one? Like $5, right?
Yeah,
I don't think they
much.
sell them anymore because they don't even use this logo anymore.
Dude, the last
So-
date on our Ice Nine tour was in Texas.
Oh yeah. Do you remember like when that was?
It was San Antonio was the last date, so I'm trying to remember if it went to Austin.
I didn't see it, but I'm just trying to like.
Okay. It was a long time ago.
Man,
Long.
I've
time
seen
ago.
him. I've seen him 7 times now, 6 or 7 times now.
Nice.
Um,
That just would have been crazy. That would have been like a coincidental bring to.
right? To
Yeah.
have hung out accidentally before.
Would you recommend Rocksmith for someone new to guitar?
Absolutely.
I feel like
So
I
we
would
can-
too. Like just watching how
Yeah.
it works as like a
Mhm.
third party.
You're not going to learn a lot of theory, which I think theory is something you should look at. It's something I need to look at hard outside of it, but you will work on your technique and even just like the practice of learning songs, and it's good for anybody across any skill level. Honestly, even if you're just starting out or if you just want something to.
I know.
to
I want to
practice
try
things.
like some easier Rocksmith songs and see how it goes.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I mean?
And what would be cool about it is like you can take your songs, right? And I'm sure you could actually pick apart like where the tabs are wrong and like. I'm sure there's plenty
like
of-
it would drive me crazy to
exactly.
someone
you
to-
probably
to-
shouldn't play your own
to lack
songs
me
then.
percentage on a song when I'm like, bro, I'm playing this right, my guy.
Yeah, what do
Yeah.
you know, Rocksmith?
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is Herman Lee played Dragon Force songs in Rocksmith and was getting like 60-something%, and it was so fun, so funny.
That is really funny.
But yeah, it's good for any skill level, man. It's just, and if nothing else, it's just fun.
Do you believe in aliens? That's that used to be my ending of
Ooh.
the podcast question before it became.
Okay, I
yeah.
mean, the math supports it.
See, that's why I stopped asking it because everyone was giving me the same answer. They're like, "Well, it has to, right?" It's like, yes.
Yeah, I mean, across billions and billions of planets, across billions of star systems, right? Come on.
I don't know, man. I think we might be very, very alone.
Very- Well, you got to look at there's the Fermi paradox, right? About civilizations. Do you know about it?
No.
Okay, so it's that if there are aliens, why haven't we in all of our greatness as humans, right? Let's say that with a bit of tongue in cheek. Haven't we discovered any? Why has no other civilization contacted us, right? And so the theory is, the paradox, right? And I can't remember why it's a paradox, but it comes down to, if civilization, it will either hit a point where it destroys itself, right? Which we haven't hit that point yet.
Not
you
yet.
know. Thank God, yeah. Or there are aliens out there, and it's a like a warring contentious civilization. They're wiping out all the others. They're coming for us, or
I mean,
I
that's
gotta-
got 2021 written all over it, bro.
I've got to look this up right now. Actually, I want to.
So I love the paradox that time travel will never exist because we would know about it because people
Yeah.
would have traveled to us already. That's my favorite paradox to talk about.
All right, here. I actually want to read it off right now. So the Fermi paradox seeks to answer the question of where the aliens are, and this is on space.com, so I'm assuming it's somewhat reliable. Given that our star and Earth are part of a young planetary system compared to the rest of the universe,
Okay, I already get it. Yeah, okay.
and that interstellar travel might be fairly easy to achieve, the theory says that Earth should have been visited by aliens already. As the story goes, Fermi, most famous for creating the first nuclear reactor, came up with a theory. Okay, so it says Fermi realized that any civilization with a modest amount of rocket technology and an immodest amount of imperial incentive, right? So wanted to conquer, could rapidly colonize the entire galaxy. So, within 10 million years, every star system could be brought under the wing of the Empire. 10 million years may sound long, but in fact, quite short. It's quite short compared with the age of the galaxy, which is roughly 10,000 million years, right? So 10 billion years. So Milky Way would be a quick, take it over, right? So here it is. So aliens never. So it comes down to four things, right? And four potential things. Aliens never became. They never came because of a physical difficulty that makes space travel infeasible, right? So there are some out there, and they're just stuck. So they can't.
Kind
they
of
can't
like
space
us.
travel. Yeah. And for right now, aliens never chose never to come to Earth. They saw us like, ooh, we don't want to be a part of that. Keep us
Also
out.
painfully plausible.
Yep. They don't want us to be a part of the galactic civilization, right? So advanced civilizations arose too recently for aliens to reach us. So we're all kind of in the same era. And then aliens have visited in the past, but we have not observed them.
So that's my actual theory.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think something happened with our gene pool way back when.
Okay.
That like the missing link and like maybe evolution got sped up a little too quick, but like maybe someone came down and helped us out a little bit.
Oh.
That's kind of my thing.
I like it.
Yeah.
Some ancient aliens kind of stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Like the whole aliens,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was picturing.
Well, that's so funny. The one time I like stopped asking that question, you give me the most intriguing, cool information I've ever been received on that question.
I think a little bit.
Yeah, me too, man.
I have a thought from time to time.
I love it.
All right.
And then someone asked what favorite Air album, which is not my question.
Yeah, I saw that one. I gotta say Drift.
Oh, okay.
2016. There's just so many between like title track, Orchid, but I love Skyline though.
So does everyone else on Spotify.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? Here, let's look at it right now.
I mean that. Not to be to have another pun, but that was the beginning of a new era for us because that's when we got.
Right?
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna try to.
Dude, Skyline's actually one of my go-to when people say like streamer's choice era. It's definitely a go-to play.
We got JT,
mm-hmm.
and Connor started playing with us, our bass player.
Okay.
And like we've had the same lineup since, and it's just been like the most dedicated, hardworking team we've had since, and like.
Oh yeah, you guys are content monsters right now, man.
Yeah, so like
I love it.
Even if I don't love the material Drift has or the mix on it and everything that anyone could say, like Drift definitely has a really great spot in my heart because, we started something very new that's still going with that album.
And I would honestly say it would actually be Neon if it wasn't like the mix kind of kills spots for me. And you've said it in my chat before, and
I'm already. Let me just say, I'm excited for people to hear the new record. That's all. I'm just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Little teaser action.
I think this just is an amalgamation of what the band's always been and trying to be to what it is now too.
Dude, everything between.
Like I don't think anyone expected us to release Scorpion Hymn this year.
That was
what I mean.
No, I was not ready for that, but I'm glad it happened.
people jamming Valbara back on the Impulse days were like, "What is this song?" So
yeah. And I mean, because like Neon had such cool songs and such cool ideas. I weirdly enough, I don't know if this is a popular opinion. Hyper Reality is probably my favorite. It's one of the kind of.
I love Hyper Reality. Yeah,
I love Hyper Reality. And Breach is a go-to request player or request play for me. So that breakdown is just disgusting. Like
the Neon songs are my favorite to play live so far. It's funny
because it's in the worst mixed. But I bet live you get to bring like the proper everything you want about it.
Well, live is almost like everything we want our songs to be done anyway. You know what I mean? Like we want our songs to break your fucking neck.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's like nice answer. I like it.
Oh man. I'm trying to think of. I'm looking at the Neon track list. Yeah, but between Valhalla, Hyper Reality, and Breach, you know, they're just that mix though, man.
Hyper
It's like
Reality's
when I look.
Bridge is one of my favorite things we've ever made.
Yeah.
And people sleep on it, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's my favorite. It's my favorite track on the record.
Yeah.
And so I'm not
Crazy.
sleeping. I'm woke.
Crazy. That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was always like I would. So one thing we didn't get to. While I was doing nursing school prereqs and doing streaming to make extra money because streaming didn't quite cover it. I was a driver at Jimmy John's. So
nice.
I would throw on albums, you know, front to back while I was driving, and every time I'd put on Neon, this is like right after Neon came out, and Hyper, it was just always the one that stuck out to me. I couldn't tell you why now. I haven't listened to Neon probably about a year front to back, but I'll give it a listen here soon and I'll tell you why.
Wow.
I'll give you
it's cool.
a good reason. Yeah.
Dude, I'm vegetarian and I still like Jimmy John's so bad.
And they even their veggie subs crush.
Yeah.
It's
just that, dude. If you give me that mayo and that bread, bro, I'm there, man.
There you go. I can't do mayo, but when I got to like make my own sandwiches for, you know, post work, and I just loaded up with like bacon and extra cheese, and you know, I do miss it.
Yeah,
I do miss it, but man, I don't miss it. You know,
I had friends that worked at Jimmy John's years ago. They like all my friends were working at one Jimmy John's together, and it was so strange. But I spent a good bit of time there.
Oh yeah,
pretty funny.
And just like closing out and having fun and with all the guys, you can just cut up and do whatever you want.
Did you deliver their subs so fast that they freaked?
No, I delivered them so fast they just wound up not tipping me anyway because they're jerks.
But you're not bitter.
No, not at all. No, man, I still remember getting like I would get no tips, and then I'd be like, so I would like they would just like sign the receipt and not fill it out, and I'm like, hey, did you mean to fill this out? And they're like, nope. And I'm like, okay, I gave you a chance. Next time, it's not gonna get here quite as fast. It's not. Well, that's the thing. Is like so I've got a pretty crazy memory. I can remember a lot of stuff, which actually helps me with streaming Rocksmith.
Yeah, I bet it does.
But I remember like every person I delivered to, like I could see the address, like, oh, it's this person. You know what? I'm big into Pokemon Go right now. Maybe I'll stop and I'll hit this gym real quick on the way.
Too bad it's a cold cut sandwich. They don't even really get any.
Yeah, it's not gonna cool. Yeah, it's not gonna like lose the heat or whatever. But you know, there was times where I would go take a gym real quick because I was so big into Pokemon Go at this time. And yeah,
that's funny. That's awesome.
I remembered
Confessions of a Jimmy John's driver.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's funny.
I actually somebody no tipped me 7 times in a row.
Oh man, they just hated
regular.
You, dude.
No, well,
no, actually, so through my experience, even now at my coffee shop, there's some people. I think they just don't believe in tipping. Like it's just a thing.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with you. The thing you're giving
tipping
them
sucks. People should be paid enough, you know, as it is, right? But that's a whole nother thing, which isn't even relevant. The point is, she knowingly like no tipped me 7 times in a row. On the 8th time, I straight up called her. I was like, "Why are you not tipping me? This sucks." I was like, I live pretty much off of tips, right? And she like called my manager, and I was like, but everybody like I got like those stories like that you say you did something, everybody clapped, but it didn't actually happen. People were actually like, "Yo, thank you, we hate her."
Nice, yeah,
yeah. So
there's a guy. So I work at a coffee shop. There's a guy that comes in every day, and he gets drip coffee, which is just like we have it brewed already. He comes in, he gets his coffee. His nickname is Drip No Tip, like.
Nice. Oh man.
Yeah, and he's been coming in lately. We do like a collab with a local hot chicken spot where we do hot chicken biscuits on Saturdays, and we're like slammed. He's been bringing in this girl he's been talking to. He gets her latte, no tips, bro. No way.
Come on, dude. How are you gonna not tip in front of your girl? Oh man,
dude, I was there the first time he did it, and I kind of feel like she was like.
You can like, see the look. You're like, are you?
Yeah, and it's just it's like a meme at this point. I like even enjoy seeing him now because it's just funny. Like,
oh yeah,
he's like a cartoon character. Like he lives to that core. You know what I mean?
You should write his name on his cup. No tip.
Trip, no tip. Yeah.
Yeah.
One day, I feel like I'm gonna get the gall to be like, we all call you Trip, no tip, right? Like.
Oh man.
Maybe I'll bring it up the first time he tips. I'll be like, dude.
Finally.
Like he just hits a $1 button on our register, and everyone in the store is just called.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But deny it. Somebody says deny his tip.
Deny his
like,
tip.
no, I haven't needed it yet. I don't need it now,
need
bro.
your dirty tip. No, I need his tip. Desperately.
Yeah. Okay. Please. Thank you.
Dude, this has been great.
I had a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, man. We'll stay in touch, obviously.
Please. Yeah.
We're gonna be playing League soon.
Yes.
You gotta get it re-downloaded if you don't have it.
Yeah, I'll get it reinstalled.
Yeah,
I'll find all my Vayne skills.
Oh, okay. You know what? We actually needed an ADC for the middle
Really?
core team.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah.
It was meant to be.
I hope you don't mind that the vocalist of After the Burial is your support.
It's like, wait, have you seen? Okay. Oh man. Okay, so we have a tradition called the Wee Woo Wee.
Okay.
I haven't shown you this yet. Okay, it's After the Burials, Behold the Crown.
Nice.
With all the pinch harmonics.
Yeah.
Woo, woo, woo. Okay, so Wee Woo Wee. Wee Woo Wee.
Yep.
So chat literally spams Wee Woo Wee on the harmonics.
That's pretty good.
And I can play the harmonics like they're kind of hard, but I can hit them like pitch perfect. So I'll have to like drag him by one day if I carry him. Like, hey man, I carried you in League. Can you come check this out real quick?
That's actually hilarious. Anthony's a solid dude. All right, so I think I have my full metalcore team. That's good.
We're ready. Let's let it rip.
You hear that, TSM, LCS? We're coming for you,
That's
bro.
right. You're coming. You need new players. Bring it up.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. All right, man. Well, yeah, we'll stay in touch. This has been rad.
Sounds good, man.
See you next
take
time,
care,
brother.
And absolutely, brother. See you soon.